Hi, today we're going to talk about Zentangle. Now, Zen is a type of meditation. As Christians, we meditate on the Word of God. We don't try to empty our mind, but rather we think about the Lord and about what heaven might be like and about His goodness and gracious life that we can have if we're obedient to Him. And so that's where we get the idea of Zen as a Christian. And then Tangle is something that the people Marie and Rick made up, and a tangle is just a simple square. And they started, when they did Zentangle, they started with triangles. They started with triangles one at a time, and each one they would take and they keep turning it and turning it and turning it as they made the design. And then they would fit together like mosaics. Well, that grew into making a lot of triangles and having them intertwine. So here, see how this starts and goes underneath and comes back on the other side? So what Zentangle actually is a lot of lines, relaxed but structured. They are patterns. They're dots, lines, and curves. Everything is a pattern. So it's not just random scribbly lines all over the paper, but rather a pattern. So as you work on this pattern, you want to make sure that they intertwine with one another. So it started out like this. Okay, and originally she started out with a letter. She would have a letter and then she would do this design around it. And then she just got rid of the letter and started doing just designs. So we're going to go kind of back to her letter idea. You can either do it that way, but I prefer it with a letter just because that's what I like to do. And this is an adaptation of her Zentangle. What I did was first I did my initials, and I didn't finish it because I wanted you to see the steps. So I started with my initials, and then I put these very big spaced flowers around them and some leaves. And then I outlined them a couple of times, and every now and then I stopped and made some other designs and patterns. Now, when it's all done, a normal Zentangle would be all black and white. But if you know me, I love color. And so I will go ahead and put in some colored pencils to make bright colors. Notice as I do the colors, I have warm colors and I have cool colors. So I didn't mix the colors all together so it's busy, because the whole purpose of Zentangle is to be calming. So it's something that you're doing that's just a freehand kind of thing. So what you'll do is you'll start with a line on your paper if you're going to do it the way I do it. So start with a line in the paper, and it doesn't have to be a letter. And then wherever that line is, I'm going to trace it the best I could. Do with a marker, not a pencil, because see, it's okay if it gets mixed up like that. And then you can go through it if you want. And you just keep working. So this is a pattern of curves, and then maybe I'd want some patterns of straight line and some darks and light curves. So when you do your Zentangle, you can color it like I said, or you can just use it all black and white. So it's kind of a mix between Zentangle and doodle. So you do it the way you want to do it so that it's relaxing to you. It shouldn't be difficult. It should be just a fun thing to do, to sit down and do. Now, I just doodle just because that's what I do. I like to just make lines and lines and lines and lines and lines till the paper is full. And so try that and see if you enjoy doing that. And if it comes out really nice, or even if it doesn't, email it to me so I can see it at dianemargroff@lmcm.org. Thank you, and once again, have fun.